They say love can't be controlled, but psychology quietly disagrees. There are ways to stay in someone's mind without chasing, begging, or pretending. The real secret: you don't make her think of you, you make her brain need to. And once that switch flips, she won't know why you keep appearing in her thoughts.
This isn't witchcraft, it's science, psychological triggers backed by research in attention, memory, and emotional conditioning.
Let's start with the truth no one wants to admit. Attraction fades fast when predictability takes over. Mystery keeps the mind hungry. So if you're always available, always responding instantly, always explaining yourself, her brain files you as safe, not stimulating. You become emotional background noise.
But here's your first shift: unpredictability.
When your actions can't be perfectly anticipated, her dopamine system activates. This same mechanism drives gambling, obsession, and excitement. So don't message her at the same times. Don't reveal everything right away and occasionally disappear. Not to punish her, but to reset her attention. When you return, the brain rewards her with a small dopamine spike, associating you with emotional thrill. That's neurochemistry doing the heavy lifting.
Second trick: emotional mirroring with contrast. When you share something deep or vulnerable, follow it with a hint of distance or mystery.
Example: tell her about a real fear or ambition. Then pivot. Change the topic or make a subtle joke. This creates an open loop in her mind. She'll replay that moment, wondering what else you're hiding or feeling. That's how emotional imprinting works. You give her something to feel, then take it away before it resolves.
Third, use sensory anchors. Most people think attraction is purely emotional. It's not.
Memory loves sensory cues. The way you smell, a phrase you repeat, even the tone you use when you say her name, all become anchors. When she hears a similar tone or scent later, her brain recalls you. That's why advertisers repeat slogans and jingles. You can do it subtly, just by creating a consistent sensory signature. She'll think it's chemistry, it's conditioning.
But before you start thinking manipulation, understand this: real connection amplifies these effects. If she doesn't feel safe or respected, none of it works. Because attraction without trust becomes anxiety, and anxiety leads to distance. So the fourth trick is psychological safety with tension. Show stability but not stagnation. Be emotionally present but never predictable.
When she knows you're grounded yet slightly elusive, her mind perceives you as rare, someone who doesn't need attention but commands it. Most men chase attention. The rare few create anticipation. And that's what keeps her thinking about you long after the conversation ends.
But there's one final trigger that ties it all together, and it's the one most people never use consciously.
It's not about words, not about looks. It's about what happens after you leave the room.
That final trick is what psychologists call the Zeigarnik effect.
Our brains are wired to fixate on unfinished experiences. When something feels unresolved, the mind replays it, searching for closure. That's why cliffhangers work in movies, and why unsent messages haunt us at night. You can use this, ethically, to linger in her thoughts. Here's how. Never end every interaction with full resolution. If you're texting, leave a thought half open. Remind me to tell you what happened next time. If you're talking, end on a mysterious note. There's something funny about how we met, but that's a story for another day. It's not manipulation, it's storytelling. Her subconscious will replay that moment, like a mental tab she can't close. You become the loop her brain keeps revisiting.
Now combine this with value displacement.
Most men try to impress her directly.
Compliments, gifts, attention. That's predictable. Instead, redirect the attention back to your life.
Mention something subtly intriguing.
Something that suggests depth, ambition, or mystery.
I've been working on something that's been driving me crazy, but I'll figure it out. You don't need to explain what. You just planted curiosity. And curiosity is attraction's twin.
But here's the twist. These psychological mind tricks only work when paired with authenticity.
If you fake mystery, she'll feel the disconnect instantly.
If you fake confidence, it leaks through your tone and body language. Real psychological influence doesn't come from manipulation. It comes from control. Not of her, but of yourself. When you regulate your emotions, stay calm under tension, and project effortless composure, her subconscious interprets it as dominance and security. Two traits deeply wired into attraction psychology. That's the paradox. The more you need her to think of you, the less she will. The moment you no longer chase that validation, you shift from seeker to prize. And that's when the psychological balance tips. So, to make her think of you constantly, stop trying to force presence. Create psychological gravity. Use unpredictability, emotional mirroring, sensory anchors, safety with tension, and open loops. She won't just remember you, she'll feel you in the spaces between her thoughts. Now, a quick reality check. This isn't about manipulation or control. It's about understanding the architecture of attention. The most magnetic people in the world don't demand it, they shape it. They move through interactions like they know something others don't. And now, so do you. If you want to learn more about the hidden patterns that drive attraction, influence, and power, hit that subscribe button. Comment below, did you know these tricks? Have you ever applied any? And remember, the goal isn't to make her obsessed with you. It's to become the kind of person who naturally stays in people's minds. That's not dark psychology, that's mastery.